Hi everyone.
Hi.
We're making a frittata today, kind of like a Mediterranean style frittata.
Maybe you could say that. It's vegetarian. We love frittatas and we will quite often make a frittata on a Sunday and then I can portion it up. Dan can take some to work. We'll pop some in the freezer and it's a really good grab and go option. You can eat it hot, cold, it travels well.
I like to heat mine up in the microwave at work just because I like it like a little bit warm, but you could definitely eat it like straight out of the fridge or even on the go. So sometimes I do a lot of driving for work, and if I wanted to eat breakfast, this kind of thing is really good because I can eat it while I'm driving.
Yes, and you can use whatever flavors you like in a frittata. Like, it's a good way of using up kind of any leftover bits of meat or veggies that you have at the end of the week.
Which is quite often what you would do.
But this one is really yummy and it's really delicious flavors of like salty, creamy feta and then kind of a sweet roasted capsicum. And I think it's really yummy. Now, roasted capsicums, you can roast your own. We've got instructions on how to do it on our website, hopebutternwilltravel.com.
I'm pretty sure I've done a video as well.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, but if you don't have time, you can buy them at the supermarket, but it can be a bit tricky to find ones that don't have vegetable oils and or sugar in them.
So this is the one that Erica found was the best, and it's Lake Prespa. Fire roasted red peppers. So there is a little bit of sugar in it, but per 100 grams it's 3.7 grams of carbs. So like that's pretty good. And the ingredients are red peppers, water, food acid, sugar and salt. So there's only a small amount of sugar in there.
Yeah.
We couldn't find one that didn't have sugar in it, unfortunately. But we didn't want to roast our own, so this was the best option.
That was the best option, and it at least didn't have vegetable oil and sugar like the other ones there. So I went with this one, but if you don't, if that concerns you, you can certainly roast your own or maybe have a bit of a hunt around for better options. That was just the best option at our Woolworths. So we've got all our ingredients here. So we've got some eggs, a bit of cream and Parmesan cheese, salt, pepper, the feta that we've crumbled and our roasted capsicum, and then we've also got some fresh herbs. So we've got some chives and parsley that adds a really nice flavor and freshness to a frittata.
Parsley just adds freshness like yum.
So we're going to make kind of the egg cream base mixture first. Now normally I would do this in a blender, but our blender's having some issues at the moment, so I've got a jug here. So I've got our eggs in it, so I'm just going to add in the cream and the Parmesan cheese and some salt and pepper, and then I'm going to try and whiz it up with our immersion blender. Obviously if you do it in a blender, that's going to probably be an easier option, but I do like the consistency of this frittata rather than whisking it by hand, because it makes sure that there's no kind of bits of white or bits of yolk. Like, it's very smooth and creamy consistency.
I have to say, I'm pretty excited about the feta. I couldn't tell you the last time I ate feta. Like 3 months plus, because we did the clean and simple resets
for a couple of months.
Well past that, and I haven't had feta. So that is looking at me going, yum.
Okay, so in here I've got eggs, cream, Parmesan cheese, salt and pepper, and I'm just going to try and whiz this up. I'm a bit nervous because of the size of the jug. Okay, so you can see how kind of smooth just that, little bit of blitzing with the immersion blender. It's not like there's the, if you just whisked it by hand,
you get the
still have the stringy white bits in it.
Yeah.
So that's why I like doing it in the blender or like with a stick blender, just to make it nice and smooth. But now what we're going to do is we're just going to take like a Pyrex kind of pie dish. That's what we're going to use to make our frittata in. And I'm just going to pop the feta, I kind of spread the feta out on the base.
The immersion blender worked all right.
Yeah, it did.
There was one little instance where I thought it was going to blow, but it stayed together.
And then I'm just going to sprinkle the roasted capsicum over the top. So this is a good way of doing it, just to make sure it's all kind of evenly distributed, so everyone gets some capsicum and some feta in their piece.
Oh, imagine how disappointed I would be if there was no feta in my
There's
piece.
so much feta in it, Dan. And then we're going to sprinkle over our fresh herbs. And I just love the colours of this already. Like, how delicious does that look? It looks so fresh. So we've got parsley and chives there. Okay, so we've got all of our frittata fillings in here, and now I'm just going to pour over the egg mixture.
So we've got the oven on at 180 degrees Celsius, ready to go.
Okay, so that's all in there. So now it's ready to go into the oven. So that really didn't take that long at all to come together, did it? So we'll pop it in the oven about 30 to 40 minutes until it's kind of golden brown and it's all completely set. Like, you don't want it to be jiggly or liquidy in the middle.
Also, this serves 6.
Yeah.
So I guess it's up to you. You're going to get 6 serves out of this, so.
Yeah, you could even, like, I would normally cut it into 8 serves, so.
I would normally eat a quarter.
I'd cut it into 8 and give you 2 serves, that's what I mean.
It's done.
Okay, here is our frittata. So it's all golden brown and it was set through. Now it was a bit puffed up when we took it out of the oven, and we've left it to cool a little bit. I would probably suggest, even if you're not eating it straight away, to let it cool completely, cover it, pop it in the fridge, and then cut it up when it's cold. It's much easier to cut when it's cold.
Definitely.
But this is still a little bit warm, but let's have a go.
So funny, even though you put all of those bits on the bottom, they've all just floated to the top, like you can see.
So there's kind of nice, fluffy, creamy looking egg, and then you can see the feta and the capsicum in there. Oh. And then the herbs just make a nice little bit of green on the top as well.
Yeah, delicious.
It's nice and light too.
It's nicer than like a regular, I mean it's egg, it's still a frittata, but it does have that lightness because of the way you mix the eggs in. Yeah, that's yummy. Delicious.
So as you can see, frittatas are pretty easy to pop together. They do take a bit of time in the oven, but now you've got, you know, lunches for your week or breakfast or whatever. You know, they do freeze well. We just wrap them quite well, pop them in the freezer, and then get them out to defrost on the day that we want to have them.
And you can literally use any of your favourite flavours inside it. Even if you liked like quiche Lorraine or any of that, you just do the egg part, and it's keto friendly without the crust. Delicious.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely give this one a try. I think it'll be pretty family friendly as well. Maybe not the feta and, I don't know.
Some kids do.
Kids these days, they're more advanced than we were. I'm sure they eat feta.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Remember, thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Bye.